Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today at the Agora Pulse Summit LinkedIn edition. And I'm so excited because today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is setting LinkedIn goals. Just real quick about me. My name is Debra Eckerling. I am the author of Your Goal Guide, a roadmap for setting, planning, and achieving your goals, and the founder of the Debra Method, which is my system for helping people figure out what they want and how to get it. And one of the things that I talk about when I do workshops and working with clients is it's so important to be on LinkedIn. I mean, yes, we need our other social media platforms, but if you're only spending time and investing in one, LinkedIn's the go-to. And how are you going to be successful on LinkedIn? Well, by setting LinkedIn goals, and that's what we're going to talk about today. You all know this because you've set aside the time for the summit. LinkedIn is a powerful platform for connecting with others, sharing your expertise, but to get the most out of LinkedIn, you really want to be clear about who you are, how you help, and your purpose on the platform. You want to use every precious moment of time to the best of your ability. You need to keep an eye on the prize, and that's why you need to set LinkedIn goals. Let me back up for a moment. So the Debra Method is my system for helping people figure out what they want and how to get it. And it's 3 phases. The first is determine your mission. You need to know what you want to get what you want. Explore your options. What does getting what you want mean to you? And what does it look like in terms of what you're striving to achieve? And then you brainstorm your path so you go from point A to point Z. You want to get to that destination and you don't want to have stress. Life's too stressful. That's why we set goals. So we have a roadmap to get where we want. And it is so important to have goals for LinkedIn because you really want to be able to, again, use your time, share your expertise, and make the right connections. So today we're going to talk about setting LinkedIn goals, and then I'll share some strategies for success. So what is your goaltopia? Now, goaltopia is that magical place where you're living the life you want, living your goals, having your dreams become reality. So what is it for you? Are you CEO, COO, or senior VP of a Fortune 500 company, a Fortune 100 company, a really cool startup? Maybe. Are you the founder of your own successful business? Are you a known expert, an author, a podcaster, a keynote speaker? Are you a top consultant? Or are you something completely different? Maybe you kind of know what you want. You're not 100% sure. Well, that's fine, because I am all about helping you kind of drill down and see what it is you love, what you're passionate about, because that's what's really going to set you up for success when you're striving toward that goal, that life that you want. And whether you're using LinkedIn because you're trying to drive business to your company, or maybe you want to use LinkedIn to get a better job, to do a career pivot, whatever it is, it's fine. But we're going to take a little bit of time today to drill down to see what your goaltopia is, what your mission is, why you want to use the platform. It all starts with the D. Determine your mission. And you want to kind of visualize. And a lot of people, you know the life you want. And we've had so many changes lately. And it doesn't mean you cannot have the goaltopia. It just might look a little bit different, or your path to getting there might be different. If your big dream was to keynote on these huge stages, it could happen. But for now, you want to be keynoting on virtual stages. Maybe you want to be the networking god or goddess that you know you are to draw attention to your business, to your consultancy, whatever it is. That's fine. We live in the technological age, so you can have that life, that go-to of your industry. Again, just going to look a little bit different. So whether you know what you want or not, spend a little bit of time meditating. Okay, meditating doesn't necessarily mean, you're listening to calming music and you're breathing and you're thinking. It could mean that, but for some people, meditation is exercise, it's doing dishes, it's allowing your mind to wander while you're doing something else. So give yourself a little bit of time to think about the ideal life that you want. The other technique that I love, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on, is directed journaling, which is really, it's great for solving any problem, but also pinpointing different things that you want or that you want to create. And this is how it works. You want to schedule 3, 4, 5, 15-minute sessions where you're just free writing, answering a simple question. In this case, it's what is goaltopia for me? What do I want? And you want to do these sessions over the course of a week and just brainstorm. Well, for me, my ideal life is this, or my company creates that, whatever it is. And the trick is not to read any of your directed journaling things until you've done it 3, 4, 5 times, because you're going to go back and read through it and say, I know I wanted to create a platform for my expertise. And I really thought I wanted to write a book, but in the directed journaling, I saw myself as like the go-to podcaster on my topic. So whatever it is that's kind of at the surface, it's going to come out when you write it down, because there are some people who can figure out that everything they want in their head, but directed journaling will really help you take a look at your options and find the common themes and really pinpoint the thing that you want to create, why you want to create it. And then once you figure out what that visual is, whether it's your name is on the top of the Forbes list, or best-selling author on the New York Times list, or the go-to expert one to watch, the cover of a magazine, you want to figure out, and you can go old school, cut things out or take a magazine and put your face on it, or much easier to use a tool to create that visual, that better to use a tool to create that visual representation online. So you have it on your computer, you have it printed out, it's everywhere. You have your eye on the prize, and that's really going to help you as you are working towards your goals. And LinkedIn is going to help you achieve your goals because it's got a wealth of your community that you're going to be able to outreach, go after, share, collaborate, etc. So you did your meditation, you did some directed journaling, you know what life you want, and you can visualize it, not just in your head, but you have something you printed out to have on your desk that you could look at it. That's great. You are off to a great start. The next thing you want to do is write your current bio. What is your experience? What is your expertise? What are your passions and strengths? What makes you unique? If you need to, you could direct a journal this, or you could just brainstorm or go on LinkedIn, read what you have out there, see what of it speaks to you, and then write your bio, your best self, because it will also help you when you're updating. Just read everything and then absorb it, and then just brainstorm a draft and revise it. Look to all these things, because a lot of people do similar things, but only you bring your experience to your expertise. Only you bring your passion to the area that you are so excited that you work in. Or let's say you are looking for a job. What is it that's really going to benefit other companies that you bring to everything that you do? Once you have your current bio, now let's look at that crystal ball. What does your future bio say about you? What do you want and why? Think about your goaltopia. If you're this big shot of this company, what did you make a name for yourself doing? Why do people love you? Why do people associate you with your business, your industry? What is it that you want people to think? So you want to write your future bio. And it could be for what your life looks like at the end of this year, next year, 5 years from now. And just write a couple different versions, because again, if you can see it, it's got a much better chance of it becoming reality. Now that you have point A, point Z, where you are, where you're going, take a little bit of time and create your mission statement. Your mission statement, if you've worked for a company, they had one. If you've worked for yourself, maybe you've created one before. But it's really combining the who you are, what you want, and why. That brings you to your mission statement. My mission is to help as many people as possible figure out what they want and how to get it through goal setting and achieving. And then, so what is it that you do? So I help people with this so they can live the life they want. What do you do? How are you going to help people? And what is that going to accomplish in the bigger picture? And it could be something you're doing now, and it could be something that you want to accomplish. But it's really about look toward the future and live the life that you want now, because it's got a better chance of turning it into a reality. Once you have your mission statement, you have your motto. So what I want you to do next is to brainstorm 20 keywords or phrases that represent you, your mission, all the different things that you think really describe you, your knowledge base, what you stand for. And then from that, I want you to not only write a 3 to 5 word motto for yourself, but I want you to write a motto for your LinkedIn purpose. So maybe your purpose for your business, okay, I'll give you mine again. We already know I want to help people setting goals. My motto is goal setting simplified. So everything that I do, every piece of content I create, every message that I put out there relating to my business goes back to my motto. So goal setting simplified. This is a simple way to figure out your goals, right? There you go. And my purpose for LinkedIn is really spread the goal message. All the content that I create, all the connections that I make are for the purposes of connecting with people, helping more people, getting my message out there so other people can lead the life that they want. So, what is your motto for yourself? And what is your motto, your purpose for LinkedIn? Get a great job. Make good connections, find wonderful partnerships, get more media, get more clients, get myself elevated as an expert. Whichever your motto is, I want the motto for yourself and the motto for your LinkedIn purpose. Write it out, put it on your wall by your visualization of Goaltopia, because those are the things that are going to help you move forward with your goals and get closer to that destination. Now, once you know your motto, your purpose, there comes directed journaling again. Think about it in terms of how you want to use LinkedIn. We've taken some time to really hone in on where you want to go. And what you want to do is use your LinkedIn to showcase the you that you are, the you that you are becoming. See how it's going to see what ways you can better present yourself for the end goal in mind. So you can use directed journaling or just use some good old-fashioned brainstorming to think about ways in which you want to present yourself, your message, your tone, your voice, your branding. If you love it, if you've got a website, that's wonderful. Figure out ways to bring your branding in to your LinkedIn profile. Your logo should be somewhere on your LinkedIn branding. Or if you have like a portfolio website and you're looking for work, use the same colors. Figure out what bridges you can make between your website and your LinkedIn profile, because your LinkedIn profile is not a resume, it's a resource. It is showing people that you're the top at what you're doing and that they want to connect with you. Other things you want to look at is showcase your accomplishments. Look at your experience and think, okay, I've done this. This is especially important if you're looking to kind of pivot or go into a different industry, do like a lateral move. Look at which of your skill sets, which of your accomplishments, which of your media really showcases the you that you are now and the you that you're growing into. Another thing you might want to look at is who is your ideal connection? Who do you want to be reading your LinkedIn and be like, oh, I need to connect with that person? So when you know who you are speaking to, it also makes it much easier for when you're creating your LinkedIn content, whether it's on your profile, the media you are sharing, the blog posts, or even the LinkedIn publisher posts. Whatever it is that you want to speak to, you want to be speaking to that persona, that avatar. And by exploring let's say you kind of think that this is your person, the more you think about it, the more you do your directed journaling and your brainstorming, the more you're going to really dig deep into this. This is the connection that you want to get. And then you can create your content, create your experience that speak to those people, which go back to the fourth thing, content. What types of posts you want to create and share. Think about, are you a video person? Are you an audio person? Are you a blog person? Are you a graphics person? Or maybe you're a few of those things. Maybe you're a motivator and you like to do short and snappy things. Maybe you're the top this in your industry, or you're working towards that. So not only are you sharing your opinions on what's going on in your industry, you're bringing together other hot minds. So these are the things that you want to be spending some time on when figuring out your LinkedIn plan. And there are so many good sessions. After you've watched other sessions within the summit and you learn something, take some time and brainstorm how you're going to use what you just learned and how it's going to help you reach those LinkedIn goals. Now, once you do all your brainstorming, go back to kind of like what I was talking about when figuring out the who, what you want and who you are. Look through your brainstorms and think about, okay, well, I mentioned this a lot. I think my ideal client is, it's a B2B business, it's a Fortune 500 company, it's people who've got a very pronounced social profile. Look into all the things that you've brainstormed and say, okay, make the complete people based on the personas you've brainstormed. Look at when you're listing your content, oh, everything I've written has to do with video. I'm not doing video. Why am I so interested in video and I'm not doing video? It will really help you light bulb the things that you need to be doing to really make your LinkedIn profile stand out, but also for the content that you share for people to go and say, oh, this person knows things. They love speaking on video and they speak with authority. I need to connect with them. The other thing you can do in terms of exploring your options is do some research for what other people do you want to collaborate with, or what's similar but different businesses. What sort of things are they sharing? So look at your competitors, look at your partners, look at companies that do things similar but different and see what they're sharing and what's successful for them. And also look at what resources other people are sharing. Maybe if you're not connected, it's going to clue you into someone who would be a good resource for your business. And if you're looking for LinkedIn for your job search, look at the competition. Do the search for people in your position and see what makes their profile stand out, and look at it in terms of what you can do for yourself to showcase your uniqueness. Okay, you've done all this brainstorming, you've done all this research. Now I want you to identify what profile changes and additions you need to make, what content's going to work for you and for your brand, what resources, so what types of links are you going to share and from whom. So identify these different things so you're like, you're all set. You know which companies to follow. You know who's going to be really good for you to engage with. You know that maybe LinkedIn groups is your thing, or LinkedIn events. Look at what other people are doing. Look at your notes and identify what makes sense for you to incorporate into your LinkedIn strategy. The other thing you can do is get recommendations. Ask your friends. If, let's say, you want to make like a huge pivot, Look at which of your friends work in those industries or know people who work in those industries. Let's say you want to write that book you've been talking about writing for years. Look to your friends, see who they are connected with, who can give you some insight into what you want to do. Or maybe you know people who work at that company that you really want to, it's like your target. See who you know or who you know knows, and see what sort of information you can get to sort of move you along. So you're not just another stranger doing outreach to a company, but you're building genuine relationships with people and getting on their radar. Okay, I've given you a lot of things to think about and do, and I don't want you overwhelmed. Maybe just take a piece of it, or maybe take the whole smorgasbord meal, but brainstorm all your LinkedIn goals, all the things that you think you want to do, and just laundry list. I'm talking 50 to 100 things, and believe me, once you get to 20, it's going to be easy. It's just the first ones are like, okay, these are the things I know I want to do, but I need another 10. Oh, well, maybe I want to do this, and this. And then that's going to spiral you to something else. So easily, and you can give yourself wins, and you could be like, oh, well, I want to post a link update 5 days a week, and I want to do it from these 4 companies. Oh, and I want to update my profile picture because I really need new headshots. Oh, and I need to make sure my LinkedIn branding is complementary to my website. So really, I want little easy goals, and I want big goals like starting a podcast or starting a video show or engaging regularly with these top influencers in your field. Everything. Write them all down, divide them into categories, because that's how you're going to be able to set yourself up for success in accomplishing these goals. So I have all these LinkedIn goals. Now what do I do? Well, what you want to do first is schedule weekly social media planning appointments. And this could be you going through, and it could be your Agora Pulse feed to see what's the most interesting that's going on in your industry or with the people that you most align yourself with, or do your searches and just see what is up, what you're going to share, and what you're going to share from other people. And look at your content creation, but also identify, and either you want to do it in person, live, organic shares, or you want to use your tool, Agora Pulse or something else, to schedule. That's fine too. Figure out, this is the thing with social media, you have to figure out what works for you, and that's part of the whole exploration. So think about how much content is feasible for you to create each week and how much of it you want to share each week. And again, there's so many sessions that you're going to pick up other tools that are going to help you figure out how to do some of these things that you want to create. You want to do more video, great. Go to the video session, and afterwards brainstorm everything that you need to do to create that video content. The other thing you want to do is have daily LinkedIn sessions for engagement. I don't know, there's a little bit of, do you engage on the weekends? Do you post on the weekends? What works for you? A lot of social media is trial and error. So see what makes sense. Look at your reports, see what gets engagement, and then you can revise your strategy. But regardless, at the very least, you want Monday through Friday, 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes later to just go on LinkedIn, engage, share, reply. And if you put in your calendar, it's something that you have to do. And it's good because it all adds up. 15 minutes, it's not a lot of time. And if you have to skip a day, I won't tell anybody. We'll get to that in a second. But the idea is to have it as a part of your routine so you're constantly showing up, especially since LinkedIn is so much less cluttered than other social platforms. The more you do, the more you're likely to be seen, and it's really going to benefit you. You also want to schedule, at the very least, quarterly reviews of your LinkedIn profile. Or if you have a new client or a job shift, obviously you're going to do it sooner than that. But at the very least, each quarter, make sure what you're posting and your experience is up to date and that you're not missing out on sharing something really important with your LinkedIn tribe. Also set appointments for follow-ups, connection outreach. We're not doing a whole lot of live networking these days, but I think we're doing more networking events. As you meet people, reach out, send a note, say, oh, we were at this mixer together, or, oh, I saw you commented on the Agora Pulse Summit LinkedIn things. We have people in common. Let's connect. So even if you just do this for, let's say, a half an hour twice a week, when you're specifically taking time to make connections with either people in your network or in your network's network, or following up on people you meet, again, your tribe is full of your resources. So you really want to have time and set aside the time to network and connect with them. And which leads us to, you want to pick your numbers. So how many of what will you do each week? Is it going to be 5 outreaches? Is it going to be 5 hi, how are yous to old colleagues who you haven't seen in forever? Is it going to be 5? I like the number 5. It's easy. Is it going to be each week or twice a week, you're going to engage with 5 new people? Whatever it is, you set the rules. And you can say, oh, I'm going to do like 2 a day, 10 a week. Well, if you do 3, 3, and 4, then for 3 days during the week, you get like 2 free days. Woohoo! Score. Again, you want to set yourself up for success. So set the goals that you're going to accomplish, that you're going to feel good about, and it is going to help you move forward with whatever it is you want to create. Set yourself up for success. And these are just a few of my favorite tips for getting yourself in a position to like smash your goals, because that's what you want. First is the 5 of 7 rule. I mentioned this briefly a few minutes ago. In theory, it's great to do things every day, but in reality, sometimes you just have to skip. So let's say you set 5 15-minute appointments during the week and you miss Monday, so you think you have to do a half an hour Tuesday, and you miss Tuesday, you think you have to do 45 minutes on Wednesday. Well, if you didn't have 15 minutes on Monday, you certainly don't have 45 minutes on Wednesday. If you have to miss a day, you miss a day. You put that in your rules that it's okay that you can schedule. Let's say you want to schedule 3 networking sessions a week, whether it's events or listening to lives or whatever. You want to do 3 a week, but you give yourself permission. I said 3, but I really only have to do 2. Much more manageable than saying, oh, I have to do 3, I only did 2, I have to do 4 next week. No. Figure out what numbers work for you and do more of that. The other thing you want to do is schedule time for these social media appointments and track everything. Now you can track it in Excel or Google Sheets, or you can keep a log, or even easier is track it within your appointments. So each time you have a social media appointment, you write down what you did for engagement, who you engaged with, who you need to follow up with. And that way you're tracking the people you meet, where you met them, and the kind of conversations. So it makes it a lot easier to follow up and follow through. The other bonus is when you're scheduling and tracking things, you can have a week where you're like, oh my goodness, I've done nothing. I've had such a busy week. I really feel like I've got nothing accomplished on my LinkedIn goals or any goals. If you're scheduling and tracking, you can look back on your calendar and be like, oh, I thought I did nothing, but I spent a half an hour here and 15 minutes here and 30 minutes here. I really did well, and I made these 3 new connections. You need to celebrate all the wins, and the only way to celebrate them is to know what they are. So schedule, track, and you'll also see your progress, which is going to motivate you on your journey. My favorite tool, aside from the notebook and the brainstorming, is using a timer. And timers work for in a couple of very different ways. Let's say you're really not feeling it, but you haven't done any of your LinkedIn goals all week and it's Thursday, I'm going to do 15 minutes. I'm going to set a timer. And when the timer is up, I'm done. Or if I'm on a roll, I'm going to keep going. And this really works for any project that you need to do that you're a little stuck on. You put in the time, and if the timer goes off and you haven't made progress, that's fine. You gave it good energy and it will be easier the next day. The other reason I love a timer for social media is, well, who hasn't fallen into the social media abyss? You know, when you go to check one thing after breakfast and the next thing you know, you're like hungry and you look and it's lunchtime because 3 hours have passed and you've just been like tied into all of your social media rabbit hole. So if you use a timer, okay, I'm going to do 15 minutes, set the timer. When it goes off, you have to accomplish something else and you come back later. The timer is a useful tool to keep you on track or to keep you motivated on those projects that you don't want to do but kind of have to. Other thing, remember your mission. What is it that makes you unique? Why are you creating it? And how is it going to help others? Because the missions that help others as well as are the ones that also help yourself. When you create something, whether it's sharing your knowledge or a product that helps people, that really kind of helps you. It's a motivating factor because it's not just you. You are giving of yourself, and in doing so, it again showcases your personality. It showcases your expertise. It showcases the who you are. So if remembering your mission and having that be your guiding point when you're looking at what you should create, where you should interact, what ways in which you should spend your time, if you have your mission as your compass, it's going to keep you moving in the right direction. And then obviously, again, keep your eye on the prize. Look at your goaltopia, look at your goals regularly. If you were to see my office, you would see I have a bunch of things up on my walls. I've got my rules, I've got my goals, I've got the things that I like to do on a regular basis to get the things that I want to do out into the world. And when you look at it, when you have that reminder, it's the same reason you use LinkedIn to stay top of mind with your prospects and your potential clients, customers. If you're looking at your goaltopia, it's in your mind the same way you are in the minds of the people around you by showing up on LinkedIn. Please connect with me. You can download your free LinkedIn missions and motto worksheet. And also my special deal for the summit is to get $25 off your first goal coaching session with me. You can learn more at thedebmethod.com or just reach out, info@thedebmethod.com. I love to make new friends. Also, please connect with me on LinkedIn if we're not already there. And if you want to learn more about the Deb Method, you can grab a copy of my book, which is available on Amazon or at your favorite bookstore or online or wherever. And it's yourgoalguidebook.com will take you to the Amazon store, but it will also go into more detail of how the Deb Method, now I've done it on the layer of LinkedIn for today, but how it will really help you figure out what your goaltopia is and create that plan to achieve it. Because we really all deserve to be happy. We deserve to live that wonderful life, that goaltopia. And what my book focuses on is really helping you drill down to figure out what that means to you and what are the things you need to do to live the life you want, even if it's just a part of your life, something that grows and develops to make it all of your life. Again, I'm Debra Eckerling. I'm founder of the Deb Method. Learn more at thedebmethod.com. I also have a website and community for writers, creatives, and entrepreneurs called Write On Online. I host the Goal Chat Twitter chat Sunday nights and Goal Chat Live on Facebook every Monday afternoon. Again, thank you so much for attending my session today. Connect with me on LinkedIn or shoot me an email. Let me know what your LinkedIn goals are and how you are doing. Remember, above everything else, when you know what you want, you can get what you want. Create a plan and work it and get there. And just remember, you can do it.